Chapter 3. The Silent Turning Point, when form is no longer enough. Every true realization reaches a moment when form collapses, when method, lineage, and practice lose their meaning, not because they are wrong, but because what is real no longer fits inside them. Sri Siddharameshwar Maharaj reached this point with total clarity. It was not rebellion, it was an irresistible call from within, an inner fire that burned away everything that was no longer true. He had followed his master Bhausaheb Maharaj with devotion, walking the Vihangam Marg, the path of the ant, slow, steady, built on mantra and meditation. But a silent force began to whisper inside him, "There is another way, more direct, more vertical." Then came the gesture that changed everything. He withdrew to the rooftop of a simple house and sat in deep silence. Days became weeks, weeks became months. He spoke to no one. He sought nothing. He simply allowed truth to emerge. This was not asceticism. It was a quiet implosion, an inward explosion of light. There were no visions, no mystical experiences, only the end of every concept. Thought lost its power. Even the idea of being someone on a path dissolved. When he finally came down from that rooftop, he was no longer a seeker. There was no one left to seek. Only pure awareness, silent, vast, unshakable. From that moment, everything changed. He stopped using mantras. He stopped following gradual methods. He began to teach what he called Vihangam Marg, the path of the bird. A direct flight into the rail, without steps, without rituals, without waiting. Some of his fellow disciples accused him of abandoning tradition. He never argued. He only said, "Truth needs no defenders. If it is real, it stands on its own." Those who were ready ignited instantly in his presence. He spoke few words, clear, precise, without decoration. Each word carried the vibration of what cannot be taught. He never founded a new school. He never sought followers or fame. He simply transmitted the living fire he had received, stripped of all form. He died young, only 48 years old, but his work was complete. He had planted the seed that would bloom through his disciples, Nisargadatta Maharaj, Ranjit Maharaj, Ganapatrao Maharaj, and Ramakant Maharaj. Each one carried the same light, pure, direct, impersonal. The rooftop was not rebellion. It was death, the end of the Uvalais, and from that death, the truth began to speak through silence. You cannot imitate this. You cannot repeat it. For some, truth simply erupts and burns away everything that is not itself. Siddharameshwar did not speak from a person. He spoke from what has no name. Thank you for being here and for listening. This concludes Chapter 3, The Silent Turning Point. Tattvam Asi.